Week 5 NFL, let's get after it. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Craig Bennett, aka Cash Keg, back with another NFL Prize Picks video. I got 5 plays for you here on this big slate on Sunday morning. Recording this about 3 a.m. On Sunday morning on the East Coast. We'll get these plays out, give you a little analysis. If you don't have that Prize Picks account, you want to join us, use that promo code CashKeg and get 100% instant deposit match up to $100. The link is in the description below. Let's just talk about it. All right, Prize Picks desktop is up here. They got a mobile app you can download as well. Again, we're going to talk about 5 plays that we do like on this slate. Give you a little bit of analysis on each one that I do like. Play them, fade them. Use it as you will. I just like to give you the knowledge that I see, and hopefully you can use it as you see fit. So with that, let's just jump right into it here. We got 2 plays from Detroit. Let's first talk the first one that I like here. We got some injury consideration for these plays, and that's why I do like them. We're going to see no Gibbs in this game. We're going to see no St. Brown. So that's kind of big for Josh Reynolds here. Now, Jameson Williams is probably back this game. Who knows if we're going to see a full amount of snaps for him. We do know that, Josh Reynolds played with Jared Goff over in with the Rams, and he's got pretty good chemistry with them. So 44.5 reception yards is where I'm looking at here. He's played 4 games, got shut down in that game against Atlanta. But other than that, it's done really good. 6 targets in each of those 3 games, against KC, Seattle, and Green Bay. And again, just continues to do really well here, playing almost 100% of the snaps. He should go to him quite early and often here. I think Reynolds is going to benefit here. Laporte is going to benefit here, of course. Raymond's going to benefit here, but Josh Reynolds 44.5, just something I do like here with those guys being out. I feel like it's an overall good play. Should see some more targets here as he trusts him again. 6 targets in each of those games, catching 4, 5, and 3 balls. I think we're going to see something around 4 or 5 catches for around 60 yards. The other one we're going to look at here on Detroit, we're going to go over the running back here. Again, no Gibbs. We're going to go David Montgomery. I think there's a lot of ways you can go with this play with David Montgomery. Now, he's played 3 games this year. He was out in week 3. But in that massive Green Bay win, saw 32 carries with 121 yards. Now, Carolina is dead last in rush DVOA. They're favorites in this game. And we've seen Campbell just want to pound the rock. So I think you can go a couple ways here. I think you can look at the rush attempts at 18.5. Again, we saw 32 there. In a game where they just absolutely smashed them and smashed the rock. The game against KC that they won ended up going 21 rushes there. I think we see 20 in this game. I don't mind taking the over 18.5 rush attempts. I don't mind taking the 82.5 rush yards. Again, he had 74 in that game against KC and then 121 against Green Bay. I think he sees over the century mark there. I feel a little bit more comfortable taking the rush attempts, but I think you can go either one. Depending on where you want to look at here. I think we're going to have a monster game for David Montgomery. I think there's a lot of different ways you can go about this, but I think 18.5 rush attempts with the way that Dan Campbell has shown that when they get up, they have no problem pounding the rock with David Montgomery. 18.5 rush attempts is something that I do like to look at here. Let's keep this thing going. Let's go over to Adam Thielen on the other side of this game. So if you want to play a little 3-man here, I'm going to look at receptions. I wish the targets of 7.5 feels a little bit rich for me. But the big thing for Adam Thielen, regardless if it was the Red Rocket throwing the ball, or the rookie Bryce Young, is he plays a lot of from the slot here. He's playing. Last week he had a total of 36 routes, and ran 25 of them from the slot, which I think is big for Adam Thielen here. He seems to trust him. And, we look at the Red Rocket in Seattle, put up 11, but, even last week saw 7 receptions against Minnesota, had 8 targets for 76 yards. And I think we're going to see something similar to this. They're going to be playing from behind more than likely. And again, having him come out of the slot rookie quarterback, wants to get the ball out of his hands pretty quick. Hutchinson's going to be barreling down on Young, going to get the ball out real quick. I really like this with Thielen. 5 receptions. I really like it at 4.5. You can, at some of the sites you can get at 4.5. I would pound that. At 5, where it's been moved a little bit, I'm still perfectly fine with taking it. That's why I always say you should have about every DFS site out there, every book you possibly can, and you should shop lines. I know a lot of people love Prizepicks. That's why I do these Prizepicks videos for you, but I really can't stress that enough. There's other places out there that has them at 4.5, and I absolutely love it at the 4.5 mark. But let's just keep this train going. Next one we're going to take out is going to make you probably a little sick, but we're going to talk about it anyways. Breece Hall says there's going to be no snap count on him. Brandon Cooks looks like absolute trash. And again, they're going up against Denver. Second to last rush DVOA here. Perfect matchup for him to get this thing going. And 60.5 total rush yards is where I like to look at this. At KC, he had 56 yards. But again, they got crushed that game. He only saw 6 carries for 56 yards. And one of them was a 43-yard run. And he had 2 runs for over 10 yards here. But this is just absolutely a perfect matchup for them. If they actually want to continue to win games, they got to get Breece Hall involved. They need to get him 15 to 20 carries here. And I think this is just a good buy low spot on him. And, if this game, against Denver, we've seen they're just not a very good team at all. And, the Jets, can't rely on Zach Wilson to take him anywhere. Breece Hall's going to have to be leaned on pretty heavily. So no snap count here, which I like. I think they're going to feed him the ball pretty heavily. This one can make you a little bit sick, but it just seems to all add up for me, and I'll play it that way. So, I understand a little bit of risk there, but I do like Breece Hall over 60.5 rush yards. Next one we're going to look at here, another injury consideration here. Higgins is out today. So no Higgins for Cincinnati going up to Arizona. Arizona is ranked 30th. Pass D, DVOA, no Higgins. Target share is going to be massive. I love the 6.5 receptions you can get at him on some of the other places. That's one of my favorite plays. I think he's going to get fed the ball a ton against Arizona. Absolutely need this win. Absolutely need it. And 7 receptions just feels a little light. Reception yards, 80.5, feels a little light as well. Last 2 weeks, he's seen 15 and 8 targets, catching 12 and 7 balls. And again, they have to get this win. And I think they're going to look at him early and often. And I think we're going to see a massive Jamar Chase game. Again, if you want to take receiving yards or if you want to take receptions, I'm perfectly fine with either one of them. It just depends on which way you want to go. I'll throw receptions up here, but I like both of them. I think the last time I checked here, I'm going to pull it up real quick. The Jamar Chase line, I pulled into it a little earlier, but it was super high. Yeah, the 6.5 receptions is juiced up to around minus 180 over on DraftKings Sportsbook. So, I mean, it's getting pushed pretty heavily, and I'm sure that'll continue to climb, and it'll probably move to 7.5, with the Higgins news that we got yesterday. So, do like that one. So, if I had to rank these for you, I probably would end up taking these top 3, Reynolds, Montgomery, Thielen. Those are my top 3 that I like. Hall's probably last. Jamar Chase is right there around 4. It's one of those things where it lines up great with Hall, but sometimes you just want to see it before you play it, but then the line gets inflated and then you wouldn't want to play it. So sometimes you got to just take a chance and be a little bit early there. But all the numbers kind of line up with him, and that's why I'm taking a chance. So there's 5 plays for you here on this Sunday, week 5. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. We'll keep trying to knock these out. And if you want more plays, I've dumped a bunch of them in our Discord over at dailyedgesports.com. Come over, check us out. You can get a free month, or you can join in the Discord and check out everything we got. We drop slips, and we've got added a new guy to our staff, TB, if you noticed him in there. Dropping all kinds of stuff. KBO, he's been doing KBO for us for a while. Australia NBA League, which is kind of fun. He nailed 3 out of 4 picks of that. So we kind of do a little bit of everything. And again, if you want access to all that stuff, again, dailyedgesports.com. Come check us out. Enjoy your Sunday fun day. Let's rock.